Islamic terrorism is back. There's been a beheading in Paris. The French gendarmes, the police, they don't mess around. They're raiding everybody's home that may be involved. They're arresting them. They're throwing them in the slammer where they belong. It's about time that we do that here with our domestic terrorists. And believe me, don't have to wait to November 3rd or thereafter to figure out the same thing is going to be happening here. The radical left, which has unleashed radical Muslims, radicals of the Jewish left, radicals of the feminists, radicals of every religion, race, color, and creed, particularly if Donald Trump wins. You're going to see this stuff happening here. And just yesterday in Seattle, some domestic terrorist threw a torch into the car of a policeman. It's time that we act. The people like Ilham Omar and Rashida Tlaib, these two vile Muslim U.S. congressmen, are going to whip up hatred and violence, and so are others as well, and we have to be prepared for that. And we at America's Sheriff, americassheriff.org, which I founded, a group with Sheriff Joe Arpaio, are there to support and to defend our local police and law enforcement. So get ready. It's coming. I have many friends who are leaving major cities in and around the time of the election. If Trump wins, those cities will be burned to the ground. You think what happened in the 1960s was terrible? It's going to be a warm-up act compared to what's going to happen. So get prepared. Don't mess around. Don't hope for the best. Prepare for the worst. And that's what I'm telling you. The French are starting to see it right now. You're going to see it here in this country as well. Now, I have a suggestion today. We know, of course, that Joe Biden was involved with his son, Hunter, former drug addict, I don't know what he is today, laundering money from the Ukraine and China, selling influence, helping his father make money. In fact, there's apparently an email from a sister of Hunter Biden saying, I hope that dad doesn't treat me like he treats you and makes me turn over 50% of what I bring in. This has been reported. Now, I suggest to President Trump, obviously he's frustrated at Attorney General Bill Barr. That's to put it mildly. I call him Blowhard Bill. The reason Blowhard Bill doesn't indict Comey, the reason he doesn't indict McCabe, the reason he doesn't indict the Lovebirds, Bruce Orr, Clapper, Brennan, Obamas, the Bidens, the Clintons, who he says are off limits, is because he's pure Republican establishment. He's not going to stick his neck out for the President of the United States or anybody. He did all he's going to do. He stopped the Mueller investigation. Okay, that was good, but that's all he's going to do, period. Because now he's in it for himself. They threatened him with impeachment. They threatened him with criminal contempt. And in Washington, D.C., with the intelligence agencies, to use the term agencies loosely, everybody has dirt on everybody else. Why did the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court flip? Why is he now a leftist? Because they got something on him. They've got something on everybody. And that's why nothing ever happens in Washington, D.C. So I'll tell you what the president should do right now. He shouldn't wait. He should fire Barr, and he should make a recess appointment that would not have to be approved by the U.S. Senate. No advice and consent for a recess appointment. Put somebody in there like yours truly, or put somebody else who's got the guts that does what needs to be done, and we'll indict them all, and we'll try them, we'll convict them, and we'll throw them in the slammer where they belong. And Joe Biden, make no mistake about it, he belongs in the slammer. Look, the guy is brain dead. He has the onset, most likely, of Alzheimer's. We can put him in some rest home and put him under detention. But you know what? The guy is dangerous. He is dangerous. He's not even smart enough to know what he was doing with his son. Maybe that's his best defense because he's brain dead. The country is hanging by a thread. Larry Klayman personally supports the president. I've been critical in areas because he doesn't fight back against China, and he's not locking up the domestic terrorists. But now he can do it. Make an interim appointment. I volunteer. Give me the power of the Justice Department. You'll see what happens in 24 hours. We'll clean house. We'll get the job done. And they don't need any kind of confirmation by the U.S. Senate. The senators and the House of Representatives, they would be going absolutely crazy, even more than the ultra-leftist D.C. Barr goes crazy to see me bringing lawsuits. So that's my message for today. You know, the FBI, which has become almost totally corrupt, sat on the computer, the laptop of Hunter Biden for a year and a half. I predicted it. This guy, Christopher Wray, is a Republican establishment hack. He doesn't know what he's doing. He was always out of his league. He's scared of his shadow. Fire him too, and appoint an interim FBI director. It's not going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. This is why you need Freedom Watch. I'm saying what should happen, but it's not going to happen because the president has a hard time pushing back against the Republican establishment. That's the fact. But the reality here is that you need to go out and buy my book. It Takes a Revolution, Forget the Scandal Industry. We need to wage a second American revolution. Jefferson predicted it. I dedicated the book to Jefferson. I've got concrete solutions to do it peacefully and legally. And if we don't succeed peacefully and legally, all hell's going to break out in this country. Believe me, it's going to. People have had it. It's enough is enough, and enough is too much. That's Popeye when I was a kid. Well, that's Larry Klayman now. I've had it. So purchase that book. You can pre-order. It's coming out in 2 weeks from today, 10 days from today, actually. And you get copies. Make sure you get a copy. To go to Amazon.com, FreedomWatchUSA.org, BarnesandNoble.com, BooksAMillion.com, Borders.com, and join our Justice League by going to FreedomWatchUSA.org and support our new group with Sheriff Joe Arpaio, Larry Klayman, Joe Arpaio, Demetric Penny. We run the group. Demetric Penny, that brave African-American policeman in Dallas who took on Black Lives Matter. Courageous. Go to americassheriff.org. It's time that we rise up. I'm giving you an opportunity to do that. Get up off the couch, turn Hannity off, and get to work. It's time to save the country now. I'll be back tomorrow with another podcast, A Special Prosecutor with Larry Klayman. God is with us. Remember that all the time. Thank you for listening to me.